What is going on? What is going on, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. We're just getting started here. How's everybody's night? I thought there was going to be a bigger storm coming in than what there actually was, man. Kind of a weak storm. What up? What up, Andrew B? What up, Andrew? How's your streams been going, broski? I want to change the noise gate. Elgato noise removal. I think my noise gate is a little strong. The threshold. Let me tune it down a little bit. Let's see if this sounds any better. A little feedback on the stream starting soon. Screen, the text was cut off on my phone. Was it? Is it really? Are you on vertical? Oh, so I might need to tighten it up a little bit, huh? Okay, yeah, I'll definitely tighten it up. Yeah, vertical. Yeah, I'll definitely tighten it up just a little bit around the edges. I definitely did extend it a little bit on vertical. On horizontal, it looks pretty decent, but yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. What's going on, YouTube? Hello, hello. How is it going? Debating whether to get a DJI mic 1 or 2. What's the difference like? Is it worth spending extra? The 2, you start to get 32-bit float, which in my opinion is super worth it. I own the DJI mics 1, the 2s, and the minis. I never bought the 3s because I didn't need the 3s. And also the 3s don't have a headphone jack. Not a headphone jack. What is it called? The mic jack. And that's important for me in my workflow because I need to be able to run lavaliers. I wish the 3s did, but they're physically smaller, so they probably don't have enough space. You know what I mean? I would personally do line by line, but respect. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I was thinking, Andrew. I appreciate the feedback, man. I'll take all the help I can get, bro. No cap, man. I'll take all the help I can get. So those little tiny little quality of life things are super helpful. So keep them coming. What was I saying? Yeah, the mic 3s. I wish that they were a little bit. Well, I wish they had headphone jacks, but they don't. The mic 3s. I'd buy them if they had headphone jacks, but they're physically smaller, so I get it, you know? Not something that they prioritize. But the 2s do. Francisco, hello, Francisco. How are you? How are you? I'm just getting my stuff set up, guys, so that's kind of what I'm looking at right here. I wanted to explore some actual Sony, Canon, and Nikon websites today. And I wanted to kind of take a look at that. Today. But I'm getting all my windows opened up because I always refer back to them, and I know you guys like some of you guys like it. Isaac Corso, what up, Isaac Corso? I'll get to your question here in 1 second, but let's see. Would you personally do? Yep. I just bought the small rig case for my ZV-E10. Nice, dude. I'm looking for some audio for TikTok and vlogs. Zay Tech Nerd, what do you mean audio? Like you want a mic or you want a like what do you mean for TikTok and vlogs? I have an on-camera mic that I like. I also use a lot of DJI products. That's what I do for my audio. Is the 7300 f4.5? Who makes that? Is that Sigma or Tamron? Should I use a hot shoe mount for flash or use in-camera flash? I do have a buffer. The mounted flash are usually pretty weak. If you need more than that, I definitely would. Isaac Corso over on YouTube. Hello, Isaac Corso. Thoughts on the FX30 versus the 6700 versus something like the A7 III? I'm in between the 3. If you're going to be doing primarily video, the FX3 is the winner for sure. If you're split between hybrid, I would do the 6700. A7 III to me, I wouldn't look at that. I'd look at the A7 IV at a minimum if you're looking for full frame. Like the A7 III to me, I think is I don't want to say it's a waste of money, but I don't think it's worth your time in 2026 if you have an option, right? A7R5 or the A7 IV? If you need the resolution, Ace, if you need the 60 megapixels, Francisco says Nikon. I want a camera mic, specifically Rode mic, but I don't know. Yeah, the mics that I use, bro, I'll show you. The mics that I use are all listed in my link in bio on TikTok. By the way, somebody was saying yesterday that they couldn't get to these links. I literally have everything laid out for you guys and stuff that I recommend, which I think is helpful. The clicks on these have gone up, but I have an entire section right here dedicated to all of the mics that I recommend and that I personally own. I do own a lot of mic systems. This is the onboard mic that I like. The on-camera mic that I like. This is the one that I have 2 of these bad boys. Look at this. Purchased 2 times. I literally have 2 of these guys. And then the other one that I like are the DJI. I like the 2s because I have the flexibility of, where are the 2s? Here they are. I have the flexibility of adding a lavalier mic. And if I'm not mistaken, the 3s do not have a input for lavaliers. They just physically don't. So this one is for people that don't need that, right? And also I own the minis. I own these ones. So I don't need smaller mics anyways. These don't have 32-bit float though. At least I don't think so. Let's see, Nikon, Ace, that's interesting one. I'm conflicted. I would get the A7R5. Yeah, if you want the resolution. But the A7R5, if I'm not mistaken, has a 10 FPS, 10 FPS. So it only takes 10 photos at a time, like in burst. If you need that, if 10 is enough for you, then, you know, it has a, so if that's important to you. And the A7R5 is on sale. Yeah, it's 60 megapixels is crazy, dude. It just depends on what you prioritize, you know? It really depends on what you prioritize. Let's go over to the Sony website. That's what I wanted to do today. I kind of wanted to check out these actual websites and let's see, how do I even get to technology, business and products? PlayStation, music, imaging and sensor solutions. Is this it? What is the website? Is it Sony products? No, it's not this. Let's see. Let's just go to Sony cameras. Sony cameras. Here we go. Shop the best tech. Michael P. Libby, how are you? How are you? How are you? I'm good. What's up, YouTube? Welcome in. You made it. You made it to the party.
Hello?
Not much of a party, but we're just hanging out, checking out cameras, really. A7 V, $28.99, and the A7R5. Save $900. Ooh, bro. I would get this, man. When did this come out, by the way? Look at this price. That's a heck of a price, man. That's a heck of a price. For sure. It's so close in price to the A7 V. That's tough, man. Let's add this and this to compare. Yeah, if we look at this, this is like, you know, pretty decent. Is my audio all good, guys, by the way? Just want to check to see if my audio is good. Good, I'm doing good, man. Still working on pictures from the weekend. Good, good, good. I got a call from my boss today. I did some photos for him, some group photos of him and his partners, his business partners. And he called me today and he said, hey, by the way, can I get some of those photos over? I need to use it for an article that got written about him. for a magazine or whatever, a local magazine. And I said, truthfully, are you looking for like an individual photo? Because what I did with you guys, I'm talking to my boss. I said, what I did with all three of you is strictly group photo. So I don't have anything of you just isolated, like as a single person. And he said, oh yeah, you're right. So he said, bring your camera tomorrow. I said, I always got my camera tomorrow, and we'll do some shots. So I'm gonna be packing the Canon R5 Mark II, and I'll take my trusty 28-70 f2. Sounds crispy. Thank you. So get an opportunity to use my camera tomorrow, which is always good. They cheaper on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, I don't recommend people shop on Facebook Marketplace. That's why it's tough. Yeah, Ace. If again, the one thing I do want to say though, that's like, you know, important to me, or something that is important. I can't tell the difference. What is what here? Like, this says at a glance. I don't like this. Let me go to B&H. B&H photo. I don't like that comparison. I like the B&H comparison. A7. Does anybody own the A7 R5 in the chat? If you do, let us know. And then the A7 R5. Ooh, bro. The sale is enticing, dude. This is what gets me. Obviously, the 61 megapixels is great. The price is unstoppable, dude. This price is unbeatable. You know what I always say? I always say if you're in between two cameras and there's one that's a little bit better in your eyes, and the price gap is between like $400 and $500, check out spec for spec, man. If it's between $400, $500, it's worth just saving up the extra shekels and getting up to the big one, right? So the big selling point here is the 61 megapixels versus the 33, right? Everything else is the same. Mechanical shutter, electronic shutter, all great stuff. But the one that is like, that might be an issue to some people depending on your niche, is the 10 FPS maximum. And this one is 30. So that's something that you have to decide for yourself. You know, thank you so much for the follow, guys. This is Andrew. Hello. No, but I know about it. Let's see. I'm missing a lot of chat here. That got me real excited. That price jump right there, because that's a good bargain. Not a good bargain, I should say, but that's a good price for these things. All good and clear. Thank you. Great market. I recently got an A7 IV for $700 off, and it came brand new. I've never purchased anything off of the gray market. Sounds crispy. What's up, bro? How's it going? Fun facts. What up? I'm gonna buy the Sigma that you told me yesterday, by the way. Thanks. Sick. The 17-40. You're gonna love it, man. The RV shoots 8K, and honestly, the A7 IV was designed to catch up to it. Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, it's worth it. I think it's worth it, bro. This is another tier of camera, in my opinion. You know? No, Facebook Marketplace unless you want to get robbed or scammed. Or stabbed. Potentially, right? Like, your chances of getting stabbed increase drastically if you go to Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. You know, 61 megapixels versus 34, 8K video, everything is practically the same. Yeah, that's pretty much it, dude. So if those two differences, which in my opinion, those are two big differences, if those 2 or 3 differences are worth an extra $400, easy, get the A7 R5. Because I don't think I'll ever catch myself really doing sports photography seriously enough to need much faster than 10. Right? And if I do want to do that, then I need a different camera. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Like, every camera can't do everything great. At least not for $3,000. That's why $7,000 cameras exist, right? Thinking of buying the R50V and the 16. You should do it, bro. Worth buying the R50V for video. Is my regular R50 enough? The R50 has nice video. I'm not gonna lie. You're looking at the R50 right now, dude. The R50 is decent video, but if you want to have C-Log 3, then the R50V is the way you go, and 10-bit video too. Don't forget the crop factor. For the 16, I've tried Realist St. Louis creator, J-Real St. Louis creator. The 16 on the crop sensor is kind of nice, man. What is that, like a 24? I love 16 millimeters on. Actually, 16 millimeters is nice. Not if you have a pew pew, you're good. Yeah, but do you really want to risk a pew pew for that, Chico Films? I know that I don't, broski. I know that I don't. I don't want to, you know, anytime that you want to mitigate risks, right? You don't want to increase your risks. Nils Vanson, R5C versus C50. What do you think? I like the C50. The C50. I actually have one right here. That's the C50 right here on this tripod. TikTok can't see it right now, but A7R5 is Sony's most underrated camera. It was the first camera to add the new and it had, yeah, so does the A7V. It has the A7V has it as well now too. But yeah. Yeah, I was just kind of looking at these, and I wanted to just check out some, you know, Canon's website, Nikon's website, Canon USA. And I just wanted to basically shop around and see who had what going on, right? And let's open up Nikon cameras just to see what they got going on, you know? Who else should we open up, guys? Fuji cameras? Let's do that. Official Fuji North America. Here we go. Lenses, home. I want cameras. Here we go. Look at this. Fujifilm GFX Eterna. XT33. Fuji. Wow. If we're rating websites right now, I'm not gonna lie, man. The where is the camera section? Cinema Line. Let's go to Cinema Line. All interchangeable lens cameras. If we're going, this is the camera website for Sony. This is the Canon website for cameras. This is just strictly cameras. And this is the Nikon website for cameras. Okay, and now look at the Fuji website. The Fuji website looks the best, man. Not gonna lie, their design. Sony's is definitely classic Sony, right? I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Not worth it. Best cheap camera, 1080p is fine, but for video in dark places, gray weather, late night. Not if you have. Does not market it enough. Not worth it. Should I say for a Canon R7 or a new MacBook for editing? What's gonna make you money the fastest? Max ATAX. I would I have a 600D at the moment. Yeah, I would buy what's gonna make me money first. Turns out the R50 has 10-bit, so basically the R50 has, are you sure the R50 has 10-bit? Are you sure? It has 10-bit output. I know that. Internal recording. Doesn't say here. 4K IP. I don't think it has 10-bit because it needs to say it. It might, but I don't think so. I think that's what makes it like cheaper, because it doesn't have 10-bit. if I remember correctly. I'd have to double check that, but it should say right here, it should say 10-bit. And it doesn't say it anywhere. Because cameras that do have it, cameras like the R10 have 10-bit. I could be wrong. I'm using the R50 right now. I can't grab it to check. See, when we go down here, this says, see, look, this says 8-bit and 10-bit. See that? By the way, for the lighting, which one do you recommend for the yellow light and white light? What kind of light are you looking for? Not worth it. So what you think about the Canon M50 M2 with an EF 24-70 f2? I like the M50 24-70 f2. I like it. Keep in mind the crop factor. What camera you have? The camera that I have right now is on TikTok. I'm using an R10 and I'm using an R50 on YouTube. That's these two cameras right here. Miguel RPC from YouTube. Hello.
Hello.
What do you think about Canon EOS 2000D and the EFS 55-250 in 2026? I'm 55 and I just started photography. I have no more money. When I have more money, that's a great choice. Use what you got, Miguel. Use what you got, broski. Use what you got, and then see what you're missing, and then while you're doing that, try to save up some stack up some dough, and buy the R10 for sure. Yeah, use what you got, man. See what kind of photography you like to. Have you ever used a camera before? Are you familiar with cameras? Just see what you like. You know, I always tell people just to use what they can afford for now. That's okay. I guess my goal really is to encourage people to just get out there. I don't care if you use your cell phone, just start creating something, you know? If that's really what you want to do. It sounds all mumbo, hippy dippity kind of stuff, but just go out there and start, you know? It's that whole thing that Andrew and I have talked about a couple of streams already. MVP. Get out there. Just fucking do it. What is it again? Minimum viable product? Just get out there. Just start, you know? For the gym, dark and cinematic scene. Yeah, but what kind of light? Are you looking for tube lights? Fun facts, again, just for the rest of you guys in the chat, if you guys are new here, I have everything in my Amazon storefront, and you can find this in my link in bio. I have all of my lighting gear in the YouTube setup right here, and everything that I recommend for lighting is right here. This is currently what I own. Actually in this exact room that I'm in right now. These are all the lights that I'm currently using. And these lights, all of these lights here are on my storefront right here. I have this light here that I'm using currently. This is a bicolor light. Who's asking, by the way? I forget already. Fun facts. Yeah, I'm using this light right now. This is a 60 watt. If you want something more powerful, you're definitely going to want like a 100 watt. If you want something more powerful than that, you're going to want the 200. This one isn't as compact though. All of the lights that I've chosen are from this company, Zhiyun, because they pack down really small, and they are able, with the exception of this guy, they're able to be used or powered via USB-C, which is very important to me. And then I got the tube lights here, of course. These are the tube lights that I'm currently looking at. And then I have a bunch of Amaran tube lights, but I don't have them here. If you're on a super tight budget, fun facts, you can get these GVM. These are not the highest quality of light, but they work great. They're big, bulky. They come in a case. They do come in a case, I will say that. And these are bicolor and RGB, so both. And you get two of them. So if you're just starting out, I own these in my other studio. By the way, I'm thinking about live streaming. It'll be a much simpler setup, live streaming in my in my actual living room, which I call a studio to seem fancy. But I'm thinking about doing that. And over there, you'll see those lights, plus my other setup and all my other stuff. For the gym, Dingus. What up, Dingus? Yo, should I get a 70 to 200 or a 100 400 f4? I'd get the f2.8, Dingus. Oh, I just double checked. It's only 10-bit through its HDR PQ mode. Yeah, that's what I think. And I've never really used HDR PQ. I don't know what that is. I've never had to use it. I have a bunch of cameras that I use all of my cameras for different reasons, and I don't use the R50 because I have the R50V for video recording. I've been running an M50 M2 with a standard 18 to 55 both, and hunts, F for hunts, got some decent. Nice, Anthony. DJI Osmo Nano, DJI Action 6. Excuse me, guys. I just had dinner and I'm all gassy. Insta360 Go Ultra or Insta Ace? I would pick the one Tofu, the one that has the largest sensor. When I look at action cameras, they're all very special. They all do very unique things. It sounds like you except for the DJI Nano and the Ultra, those are very different cameras than the other two that you picked. So I would put those in two different categories. But regardless, if you have those four options, I'd still pick the one with the largest sensor. Miguel RPC. I used to make some pictures with the Sony. Okay, cool. I'm trying to make things a little bit more serious. Yeah, use what you got. Use what you got, Miguel. I know you said you had an older camera, but that's fine, man. Just get out there. Feel free to subscribe to my channel too. I make a bunch of content of like, I don't want to say it's like, there's some gear reviews, but there's like, hey, this is how I did this, and hey, this is what I think about this regarding creative business and like making money with your camera and taking it a little bit more seriously. Because for real, I know you guys hear this kind of shit all the time from all kinds of people, but if I can fucking do this, if I can do this, you can fucking do it too, dude. Believe me, man. Are you clued up on Sony? We were just on the Sony website real quick, just getting clued up. Nothing really too crazy. Need a good travel lens. I have a Sony A7CR. Oh, sick, dude. This A7CR is awesome. What lenses do you currently have solo travels? I'd get something small, like a pancake lens. Or if you want like, if you're, when people tell me that they want something for traveling, it can mean either two things. Either they want a zoom lens that has a really crazy focal range, or they want something that's super small that fits in a small bag, So depends. Renzo, what up, Renzo? Depending on what you want, let me know and I'll try to narrow it down for you. Brother. What about a Keylight Amaranth 100D backlight Godox? When I look at lights, what I really try to do, brother, is I try my best to stay within the same ecosystem first and foremost. And then the second thing that I try to do is I try to research their app. So if you pick two different brands right there, chances are that they don't operate on the same app, and they're going to be different outs, and they're going to be a different configuration and a bunch of accessories. So they're not compatible, right? So if you noticed on my Zhiyun stuff, I have all the Zhiyun stuff because they all work together and they all run on the same app. So especially if you're running multiple lights for like a scene, it's best to be within the same ecosystem and that it uses the exact same app. It's going to make your life a million times easier. And this is the kind of shit that I've learned over the years is like, you want to stay within the same ecosystem to simplify your life as much as possible. Yeah, so if you're looking at something like the Amaranth's great. I have some Amaranth tube lights. I don't have any here, but having a good app is really good. The one thing I can tell you about these Zhiyun lights is that they have a great app. Viltrox has a decent app, but these are tube lights. But they have a decent app. Not the best, not as good as the Amaranth ones, but they are okay. So I would look at Who has the best app? I know that Amaran, but they're expensive. But they are worth it. I have these Amaran tube lights. Actually, you guys can probably see them in this video over here. Let's see. Julia, did you try the R5 yet? So I made this video right here.
Today I'm getting ready to
and I
shoot a quick little
these tube lights right here. These ones, these are actually the GVM lights right here, actually. I have them right here and I have them right here.
YouTube video.
And
the purpose of this video today,
I have another set of tube lights
like here.
And look, and then I have more Zhiyun lights
right
as well.
here. But essentially
these are more Amaran tube lights, and then this is another Zhiyun light. I don't think I have the Amaran tube lights in here, do I? No, I should add them. Anyways, that's something for you to keep in mind. Hi, what do you think of the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II? I like the Sony ZV-E Mark II. I just used it the other day. The same company, yeah, the same brand, and check out their app. You know, do some research and try to do some digging on how people like their app. I want to invest in a good travel GM lens. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. Let's see, let's go to Sony. Let's go to the lenses, imaging. Where am I at right now? All interchangeable lens cameras. Cinema line accessories, all lenses. Check out the lenses. You want G Master? Cool. Price, sub brand. What are these? G Master. Ooh, expensive. For travel, look at this. This one's nice. This is huge though, bro. That's what I'm telling you. These are just massive lenses, dude. Either you want something small or you want something enormous. Yeah, 16 to 35, classic, you know. What is this guy? Oh, this is a macro. Look at this. This is a beast. 100 macro. 50 to 150, $4,000. Holy fuck, boys. I did. So cool. Nice bokeh. I saw Junior's pictures he took. Lots of cat pics on. Julia, tell the let the chat know like what you thought. Like holding it feels different. You know, some of the it's cool. He's using an f1.8. He has the nifty 50. Malik, what up, Malik? Thanks for joining. Here, Spain, it's 104. It was great to discover your channel. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Miguel. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I did so cool. By the way, what do you think of the mist filters? I like mist filters 1.4. I think 1.4 is a little strong. I usually do. I have 1.8 on my cameras right now. I have 1.8 mist filters. 1/8, I should say. I'm mostly street and travel snapping. Yeah, so the 16 to 35, this one right here. This would be nice. G Master. f2.8. This is a monster lens though. Really cool lens. But then if you're not particular about the G Master, you know, this 16mm f1.8, I might buy one of these one day just to try them out. I might try out the 16. If they have a 12, I'd like a 12. That would be cool. Ooh, something like this. Look, oh, but that's an f4. Never mind. Ooh, look at this one. 11 1.8. I would get something like this or this one. Lenses are so cool, man. Learning out about lenses is cool. Easy, what up, what up? I streamed last night while balancing my gimbal. I was surprised more people hung out when I game. Yeah, it depends on the gaming, bro. You know, it depends on the gaming, but what I would advise if you're open to hearing it is if you continue to game, then make that channel about gaming. You know, and if you want to do camera stuff, which you might not want to, right? Just separate the niches is really what I want to do, because you're really going to do a disservice to that channel overall if you keep going back and forth. Like I said, when I first got started, man, I was trying all kinds of different lives, but they were all centered around one topic. Easy, what up? I'm trying to figure out why my pics are so grainy at ISO 30. What's your f-stop at? Do you think the streetwear in gym is much better, f1.4? In terms of the mist filter, mist filters are pretty cheap, bro. I would just buy a couple of them and see what you like. Mist filters are not that expensive. I buy a bunch of them. And I buy them from this brand, K&F Concept. These ones right here. I just buy these are 1/8 right here. But I buy the 1/8, I buy the 1/4. I just try them. And they should come in a set. There should be some that come in a set. Here we go. Like this one right here. I've bought this. Here we go. I bought this 3 years ago. Jesus. And I bought this a bunch of times. I have them a couple times. Yeah, this comes in the 1/4 and the 1/8. $123. Good. I'm using 2 1/8s right now. Yeah, and they have cheaper ones too. Like, you don't have to get super expensive ones. Like these ones. Oh, look, I bought these ones as well. These were $56. It's another 1/8 and 1/4 right here. Cinematic effect filters. Ooh. So I buy shit like this all the time. Again, they're available in the link in bio if you guys are interested. I'm chilling, my boy. Cool. What camera would you suggest for someone starting up that wants hybrid? How much money do you have? What's your budget? De Lapo. Julia says it's heavy. Oh shit. Hold on. Julia says it's heavy but not awkward. The grip feels nice. I don't feel like I'm gonna. Yeah, the bigger cameras do feel a little bit more secure. You're 100%. It's heavy, not awkward, and the grip feels nice. I don't feel like I'll drop it. Yeah, it's a really nice camera. It's super fast. Did you try the fast burst mode? Malik got fired today. Jesus, Malik, what happened, bro? What happened, man? How'd you at the camera place? Jesus. I have a Canon EOS R50. Nice. 2 to 3K. 2 to 3K. You want to be hybrid? I would do the R6 Mark II or the A7 IV, broski. I would be looking at these cameras right here. R6 Mark II. And I think you're about $2,000 for both of them. Add to compare. Whoops. And then A7 IV. Add to compare. Yeah, I would look at these two cameras here, and then the Nikon 5. Forget what it's called. Yeah, these two cameras right here. And then I'd get like a nice little entry-level lens. If I had a 16mm to the R5, he'd have to rip it out of my cold dead hands. The 16mm on the full frame's a little different. You'd probably like a 24. Yeah, if you had, I have one of those too. I didn't send it to him because I didn't know what Junior would like. The 50 is like a $200 lens, so I figured, hey, I'll get him this one and he can try it out. Yeah, the 24 is an f1.4, and do I have? It is nice. It definitely is nice for sure. Is there a 20K camera setup? There is, yes, 100%. At the dealership, so I was caught applying for other places. Bro, what you got caught applying to other places while at work, bro? Malik, that is not sleek, bro. That is not sleek, bro. What are you doing, kid? Come on, man. What's a good budget cam for vlogging? The R50V. You guys that hang out with me, you guys are gonna come to learn. This is it, man. The R50V. This is it. I appreciate your feedback. Sorry, I keep switching chats, not intentionally my phone. It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. I recognize your tag already, so no worries. I thought you were multi viewing my stream, which I appreciated. I'm liking the look of the 16 to 35 G Master. That's, bro, if that's on your if that's in your budget, broski, that's the lens, dude. That's the lens. My most used lens, I'm a Canon guy. My most used lens is a 15 to 35 f2.8 L series lens, which is essentially the same lens as this one, but for Canon. And that is my most used lens, bro. Really, really great lens. It's not small though. It's a big lens. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a big lens. Do I have it here? Oh, I have it sitting on my camera, on my C50. I used it in a video yesterday. The burst mode was scary at first. I forgot you said it was fast. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice, it's nice. It's nice. I hope Junior uses it, you know. I hope he goes out and I hope he creates stuff with it. It's a camera that people like, you know, people dream of having, the R5. I made a video about it and people were like, bro, you're literally giving away my free camera, my dream camera. I was like, yeah, it's just sitting there collecting dust. Yeah, this is it right here. Look at this. Even though it's so old, dude, it's still $2,800. I got rid of this one, got rid of it because I own the I own its big brother or its little brother, the R5 Mark II. You know what I should have? I should have that Wonder Woman music whenever I reveal a new camera. Da-da-da. You guys know what I'm talking about? When Wonder Woman shows up in a DC movie, she always has that little motif. Or maybe I can do the motif from The Mandalorian. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have the R5 Mark II. I love KNF, but I was thinking about buying the Black Mist. It costs around 140. They're the same. They're the same. Black Mist and the other thing that we're talking about, they essentially do the exact same thing. Black Mist and Black Diffusion is the same. They're just, I think Black Mist, it's a mist filter. This says Black Diffusion Filter Mist. But I mean, spend your money, you know, it's your money. Fun facts, R50V or Nikon. Both of them are great, Malik. I think I would obviously choose the R50V. Canon R50 with a Sigma 18 to 50 and low light. Pretty good, bro. Pretty good, Renzo. I'm GDP, so it's not that expensive, about 1100. Oh, cool. That's what I stream on. What is it that you stream on? Did I miss your chat, Andrew? You stream on your phone? Is that what you stream on? That's crazy. I made a joke to a beginner that his G Master is chargeable and he actually plugged it in. Angel, thank you for the follow. Angel, you gave away the M50, didn't you? I gave it to a family member, yes. That's a big rig, man. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, appreciate it. Pause. Canon R50 with the Sigma and low light. What do you think? It's good, bro. Renzo, when are you gonna buy these cameras, bro? When are you gonna buy that camera? MBD, my bad. True. For the Sigma 17 to 40, is it heavy? Do you have it? Yeah. I have it right here. It weighs about 2 oranges. maybe 3 oranges, depending on the size. Definitely about 6 mandarins, roughly. Renzo is just rage baiting. Renzo's like the definition of a window shopper. We appreciate you, Renzo. We appreciate you. You just at one point, bro, you know, you gotta make a decision. You gotta make a decision, bro. Oh, I stream on the A7 V. Oh, there we go. So Andrew, you can shed some light on the 16 to 35. Yeah, 16 to 35 is a monster lens, dude. Again, it's very similar to my 15 to 30. It practically is the 15 to 35, except for Sony, you know. But yeah. Renza, just curious, what would be your tip to new photographer, videographers, or content creators? My tip would be to create content every day. That's the one thing that I tell everybody that's brand new in this space is create stuff every single day. And the purpose of that tip or that piece of advice or that game is like, you're just going to really supercharge and like nerf that learning curve. So instead of going out every once in a while, if you're trying to be serious about creating content, you'll learn a lot about your camera and yourself, frankly, if you do it within if you pack everything up in 30 days. If you get 30 days of solid, you know, using your camera, creating content, editing content, posting the content, doing all this stuff, creating video, editing video, all that stuff, you do that all for straight 30 days, you're going to be amazed at what comes out at the end of those 30 days. Do you have that 16 to 35 G Master on you? I have a 15 to 35 L series lens, which is the Canon version of that lens. Andrew, this is Andrew is the one that owns it. Oh, but you guys can't see his chat over on TikTok. What up, YouTube? What's going on, guys? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. The way this works is we're just basically looking at camera gear, you guys. I'm trying to answer your questions. I wanted to go back to this Nikon website though. Look at this guy. Just announced 70 to 200. This is expensive too. Nikon glass is also expensive. Nobody talks about Nikon glass though being expensive. I guess all first party lenses are expensive. I wanted to borrow the R5 before it gets too nice out. He'll probably take it out for nature pics. Oh, you should. You absolutely should. I think the 35 millimeter that you have, Julia, is not going to fit on the R5 because I didn't send you that adapter. But you'd probably like it with the 35 a little better. The 50 is like the perfect lens in most situations. At least I should say that it's a really nice lens. You were recommended me the Sigma. What about a G Master? You have a crop sensor lens. Do they sell crop sensor G Masters? Is that a thing, Andrew? Do you know? I don't think I've ever really seen a crop sensor G Master lens. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing. I think do they? You sure? I know they sell G lenses. I'm looking at the G Master list right now. None of these are crop sensor lenses. I mean, they fit, but they're not made for, or are they the G lenses? No, it's not a thing. Yeah, that's what I figured. G Masters are full frame, and then they probably have G lenses that are, yeah, look, see right here. APS-C, it says it right here. Hello, guys. I'm literally on the website. Hello. What? Yeah, it'll say APS-C full frame. First party lenses are more expensive. Yeah, first party lenses are more expensive. Like for the lens for the 17 to 40 that we're talking about, I'm trying to see if there's one with a similar focal range. That's also an f1.8. I don't think you'll find one, bro. I don't think, maybe 20 to 70. Here we go, 16 to 35. But this is an f4, you see? Not an f1.8. Yeah, I don't think they have one that's comparable, bro. Ones that aren't FE, Founders Edition. Crop sensors are labeled as G, I think. I think G is just not G Master. You know, it's like their version of the STM. So I'm looking at I'm at the website here. It says G Master, G lenses, Sony lenses. So Sony lenses are gonna be the like the cheap STM. So these are just like, there's some kit lenses in here probably. Oh look, they got a little nifty 50 in here. Wow, even the nifty 50 is expensive. Yeah, this is where all the kit lenses kind of live. Yeah, bro, only G lens 70 to 350. Ones that aren't FE, crop sensor labeled as G, I think. Yeah, there were crop sensors that were labeled as G. That is true. Yeah, bro. There is no GM crop sensor lens. Yeah, that's what I figured. How much for a 70 to 200? 70 to 200 is about 2.5, 2,500. Yeah, the non-GM is an f4. Yeah, exactly. How much for a 70G? Sorry. All good. All good, bro. That's why we do research, you know. That's why we're here. We're all learning together, you know. Here's a 70 to 200 from Sony. This guy is $2,700, $2,800. That's this guy right here. This was one of my first lenses that I ever bought that I was like, holy shit, am I actually doing this? Am I actually gonna do this? Because this bad boy was almost $3,000, you know. But it was a really good decision, a really great lens to use. I use it for video, photos all the time. And not gonna lie, when I used to be like shy about and like gears, self-conscious about going out and taking photos, because every time when I first started, this was 6 years ago, I would go out with my M50 with my lenses, my backpack, and I would be like nervous taking photos. And then when I switched out my lenses, I'd be like so careful, and like I was like really almost embarrassed, shy, I guess I would say about taking photos in public. I didn't really want to like have people look at me and like criticize me, or I thought they were talking about me. Self-conscious shit, you know. Thank you for the hat. Appreciate the hat. Q-Ron, God bless you. God bless you. What is that, hat and mustache? Yeah, I was self-conscious. So, but anyways, I digress. I got the 70 to 200 because this lens gave me a lot more confidence, because I could take photos of pictures from super far away. You know what I mean? What's Canon's equivalent to G Master? L. So anytime you see a Canon lens with a red ring on it, that signifies the L series, which is the G Master. And Sony has something similar. It doesn't have a red ring, but they have the red orange G. Whatever this is. This is a dead giveaway that this is a G Master. Whereas the non-G Masters have a black G, like this. G is still I don't know what it stands for, by the way. What does the G and G Master stand? Pop quiz, guys. What does the G and G Master stand for? What do we think? 9 viewers on YouTube. What up? What up, you guys? I put up a poll over on YouTube, you guys. The poll reads as follows. What camera brand do you currently own? The options are, I don't own a camera yet. 23% of you guys don't own a camera yet. 31% of you guys say Sony. Woohoo! 38 of you guys say Canon, and 8% of you say Nikon. All right. All right. What about on TikTok? How many of you guys, what do you guys currently own? Sony, Canon, or Nikon? Or yeah, Sony, Canon, or Nikon? Hey, my dude, have you tried out the Hollyland Venus Air live stream? I have not. I saw it previewed today. Looks kind of neat. I probably wouldn't use it for myself. I would use, there was another one that YOLO made that looked more interesting to me because it had an interchangeable lens. This guy. This is a webcam, you guys. It's a live 4K 60 live streaming camera with an interchangeable lens. Micro Four Thirds sensor. And if I were to buy like a webcam like this in this configuration, I think I'd buy this one. The one that you're talking about looked interesting, but I think it was a fixed lens, and I don't think I'd be down for that. G stands for gold. Ah, look at that. Wow. You guys win an ooh woo? Ooh woo? Now I know. I don't know what L stands for in Canon L series lenses either. A lot of film cameras, but I have a Nikon. Sick. LOL. Michael P. Libby. I love using the 7200. I have the f4 version, but still gives me the option to capture. Yeah, exactly right. I like what I say. I like sniping people. Sniping people from far away, because you do get, and it renders images really beautifully, and it compresses the images really nicely too. 70 to 200 is part of the holy trinity, you know. Let's see. I'm running my Sony A7R5 and my Sony FX30. Sick combo, bro. Oh, another person with an A7R5. Nice. Hey, Jamie, what do you think of the 10 FPS on the A7R5? We were discussing it earlier, and because it's currently on sale, the A7R5 is on sale, and it's $400 more. It's $400 more than the A7 V right now. And my thing that I was saying, Jamie, was like, is the 10 FPS on the A7R5 like a deal breaker? Nina says no camera but editing a Canon R5 wedding. Sick. That's nice. That's nice, Nina. Nina, you're the the wedding video. Yeah. The wedding editor, right? You were here a couple days ago. Welcome back, Nina. Good to have you back. Guys, if you are on YouTube or TikTok and you haven't followed or subscribed yet, please consider doing so. On YouTube, I'm trying to hit a goal of 4,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of March, and I really need all of your guys' help to get there. I am currently, what is that? 134 away. I need 134 more subs to get to 4K. Just trying to get there, guys. That's why I've been going live so often and trying to learn this thing. L equals luxury. I did know that, but people looked at me funny one time when I said it. I was being a little pompous. I was like, you know that L stands for luxury, right? You know. I paid 31 for the body only. Oh, I guess that's how much it costs. Yeah. Oh, 31 euros though. Is that euros or pounds? That's pounds, right? Is it the same? Is euros and pounds the same, guys? 3,100. I don't think so. I had to guess. Jesus. Holy fuck, boys. Yeah, so right now it's 32. Right now it's 32 for the A7R5. Right now it's 32 USD. When did this camera come out? Stu, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Nope, it's fine for me. No setbacks for me. I do land. Yeah, see, exactly, Jamie. Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. Is like, it's really that decision is really going to be based off of your use case and what it is that you photograph or film, you know? Are you posting the shop product L links to your YouTube? Just saw the option on the promotion tab. Are you posting the shop products L links to YouTube? Just saw the option on. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Keyron. Pounds. Yeah. 1635 millimeter. What we saying? Yeah. Yeah. What are we saying? 2 years ago, I think. Yeah. So 2 years ago, for it to be $900 off, you know, I like observing these prices because this is like a weird number for that to be on sale for. You know what I mean? Like that is a big jump. When cameras go on sale, they rarely don't drop for this much. And 2 years is not long enough to be in a new life cycle. But then again, Sony is one of those brands that drops like camera mid cycles, right? Mid life cycles. Like they don't release a brand new camera, but they will release like a half-life one. For TikTok Shop, they have an option just to paste product L links for cross-platform. Huh? Yeah, I've never done that. How do you do that? Is that on the app or is it on TikTok Studio? Anytime I send somebody off of platform from TikTok Live, though, TikTok gets mad at me and I get a violation. When it comes to have clients, how do you manage your package pricing with your client? How do I manage package pricing? I find out what the people want. So I try to get people to call me and book a call, and then like a discovery call. And then I figure out what they're looking for, and then I price it based off of what they want, how many deliverables they want, what type of assets I'm going to be delivering, if they're a personal, just like a normal person, or they're trying to start a business. You know, the prices change based off of that. Question: is Canon better than Sony? Canon is better than Sony, yes. I was in Japan in January, and the prices you save over there are crazy. The yen is so low right now. Is it? And well, actually, and that's where cameras are. You know, that's where they make them. Where is Sony made? Is Sony made in Japan? Where is Sony? That's a good question. I know Canon is made in Japan. Fuji's made in Japan. Where do they make Sony cameras? Uh, 90% of Sony cameras, particularly those sold in the US, Europe, and Japan, are manufactured in Thailand. Following a shift away from China due to supply chain diversification, the Thailand factory in Chonburi is the primary production hub. So Canon headquarters, so that's interesting. So Canon headquarters, I know, is in like where they make the fancy shit, the expensive stuff, is made in Japan. Same with Fuji. But then those companies have like other places where they source products from, you know? They have a very complex like logistical network for where they make all their shit. So Noah, hello Noah. Lumix S9 new on discount, $600. How can you beat that? Oh, that's a good price, dude. Is that in Japan? Oh no, that's in euros, right? That's a great price for that. Where did you find that? Is that a local shop has that, Noah? On TikTok Shop, click a product, open the promotion tab, and there's a copy L link above the commish. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, the thing is, like, why I don't I keep TikTok in TikTok and I don't promote TikTok outside of TikTok is because consumer behavior is very different, and the trust in TikTok doesn't compete with Amazon just yet. Now, that's not to say that people buying from TikTok isn't a normal thing. It's becoming more and more and more normal. But it's just not where Amazon currently is right now. So I convert more sales and more affiliate links and stuff like that through Amazon than I do on TikTok, just based off of the trust factor, the psychology behind making a purchasing decision. TikTok has their own shop. Yeah, they definitely do. Ireland shop. Got it. That checks out. Japanese company, but made in Thailand. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Do you hate the R100? I don't hate it. It's just a terrible camera. Sony is Japan. Yeah, but they make their cameras in Thailand. What I was saying was, like, you know, where they make cameras is probably cheaper, a little bit cheaper, not significantly, because they make them there, you know, so they don't have to pay like embargo and tariffs and shit, you know. MBP, my Wi-Fi was lagging. Can you please repeat about the package price? So I have people call a discovery call with me, fun facts, and then through that discovery call I figure out what that person wants and whether they're a business or not and how they're going to use the deliverables, and then I price them according to what they tell me. Do you rate the FE 24 to 105 and the 70? Do you rate? I mean, if you're using it on a full frame, I like f4, but if I can have an f2.8, I'd rather have the f2.8. Is RF 75 to 300 really that bad? I'm looking for a mid-range price. If you're gonna buy that traveling panda, buying that lens is probably gonna be the worst decision you ever make in your life. If you buy it new. If you insist on buying that lens, buy it used. Buy it used. Let's check out the used prices on it. It's just a below mid lens. That's what it is. I wouldn't lie to you, bro. If you are gonna buy it used. $75 to $300. Yeah. Oh, that's an EF. Refurbished. Do they have any used ones? $239. It's $239 though, even brand new. But I would check to see if there's any used prices out. $230. There's a reason why it's $239. And it's not a good reason. Let's see what the reviews say. Any reviews? Super happy. Look at this guy. This guy's super happy. Oh, look at the images this guy got. See, very sharp lens, lightweight, verified buyer. Look, these guys are happy. Notice that they're in super bright conditions. Super bright conditions. Almost perfect. Wow, look at this guy. Finally available on the RF mount. A good lens. See? Yeah, $200 is check it out, man. See if it works for you. Bretta, I just bought the R50V today. Nice. Is there a website to sell camera equipment? In the United States, there is KEH, MPB, Adorama. Any alternatives? Not really. Not for this price, dude. Not for $239. I wouldn't spend. I wouldn't buy a new one though. I would be looking for a used one, just to save an extra couple dollars. You know. It's already super cheap though. All right, fun facts. Appreciate you, man. When do you go live? I'm gonna go live the rest of this month, probably twice a day. So just make sure you're following or subscribed over on the YouTube lands, and you'll just see me going live, man. What lens millimeter do you suggest for small items of 1 to 5 inches? How far away are they? Done. Appreciate it, Fun Facts. I'll catch you on the next one, broski. Like 5 inches rocks. You're gonna need a macro lens. I would probably do like an 85 millimeter macro. But truthfully, you can get any lens as long as it says macro on it. And you'll be able to get a good image of small items. But that's what you're looking for, Tony. You're looking for a macro lens. If I had to suggest one to you, I would pick up an 85, at least an 85 millimeter, if not a 100 millimeter. Pickle the plane spotter. Hi, I do aviation photography. What should I upgrade to? I have a 2000D for about 1.5. What's your budget? Pickle the plane spotter. Rafael Diaz, are you using a spotlight for the window image? Yeah, for that thing? Yeah, I do. I am. I got it. What is it? I got it right here, actually. It's called a BOGO. Or a Gobo, excuse me. The one that I'm using is this one. Is it this one? No, mine's from Small Rig. I'm using this one. Oh, look, they got a new one. They updated it. Ooh, they added a LCD. Mine doesn't have this. Ooh, look at this. They added a whole bunch of shit to it. Ooh. I might have to buy this new version. The one that I have, they sent me this. It pretty much does the same thing, but what they made differently was all the attachments. Does it come with all this shit? Look at this. If it comes with this stuff, this would be cool. This would be cool right here. I like this. Is this for images? Oh, that's for images. Never mind. This one's cool, the barn doors. Kind of cool, you get to control it a little bit. But if it comes with all that, that would be nice. Yeah, they sell a bunch of them. Pickle the plane spotter, thank you. Like 1.5 including the lens. And what cameras are you currently looking at? Pickle the plane spotter. Andres, what camera and lens should I buy if I want to start doing outdoor sports photography around $1,000? Probably the R50. Or yeah, probably the R50 at least. Rafael Diaz, awesome, thank you. Got it. Small Rig is smashing it right now, dude. I am a affiliate of Small Rig, and I just the way. By the way, guys, if you guys create content of any kind, sign up for affiliate programs. Sign up for affiliate stuff. But I signed up like last year, but I've bought their stuff for years, dude. Years. They have a bunch of shit. This is the exact one that I have. This one. $52. It's more expensive here. Interesting. Yeah, but all of my cages, all of my batteries, tripods, everything I have is Small Rig. Or I have a lot of their products. What camera are you using? The camera that I'm using right now on TikTok is the Canon R10. I'm using this camera right here. Boom. That's what you see over on TikTok. Canon R10. On YouTube, I'm using a Canon R50. And the lens is a 23 millimeter right here. And up here, I'm using a 16 millimeter. The combination looks like this. Yeah, these cameras right here. R50 for YouTube, R10 for TikTok. And then I have a top-down shot with the R50V. That's what I was thinking of buying. Yeah, for $1,000, Pickle the Plane Spotter. The R50 I think is going to give you the best option with a lens that comes with it, and then you can kind of save up some, you know, take your time and save up for a nicer lens. But yeah, about $1,000. Or I would buy the body only for the R50. Yeah, I'd buy the body only for the R50, something like this. And then look for a lens, because you'll be at $679. So if you're at $1,000, you're gonna have what, like $300 left. You know what? It might be better just to go with this combo. Or you know what you could do is you could buy the R50 body only, and then buy the 55 and 210 separately. Let's see, how much is that lens separately? Let's see how much that lens is. Yeah, you can buy that lens separately. Oh, it makes more sense to buy it with the kit. Oh no, never mind. Right here, look, $277. Just to get you started, you know. Just to get you started. What about the R10? The R10 is about $1,000 with no lens. Do you recommend the R100 for starting out streams? I do not. I do not, Moya. What's the A7CR equivalent for Canon? A7CR? I don't think they really have one, truthfully, because the A7CR has like crazy, like high resolution, right? Yeah, this one has like A7CR. This one has like 61 megapixels. So truthfully, they don't have a compact high megapixel camera. This is expensive. The highest megapixel sensor camera, the highest megapixel sensor camera that Canon has is 45 megapixels. Yeah, there is no Canon equivalent. Yeah, there is no. 61 megapixels is unheard of, dude. Like, that is crazy. It really is crazy. Mechanical shutter, electronic shutter. Yeah, I would say continuous shooting 8 FPS. But you're not buying it for the speed, you're buying it for the resolution. 10-bit, see? 10-bit right here, boom. Harry Drew, what up, brother? Opinions on... I don't know who that is. Yeah, I love it, but the lenses are so expensive. That is what I used to go, the A7CR. A7CR is nice, dude. What's up, brother? One card slot, and I still love it. Does this have one card slot? What a fucking shame, dude. Seriously? God damn it, dude. Sony, man. I'm telling you, dude. Sony is such a... Jesus. It's compact, though. It's not, you know... There's no way that this isn't a professional camera, though. But it isn't. In my opinion. How much is the Well, dude, the A7 R5 costs the same. This camera is pro? No, definitely not. The A7 R5 is pro. But the A7 R5 costs as much as this. let's put these side by side. Let's check this out. That's an interesting one. A7R5. Here we go. Let's put this one. Whoops. Whoopsie. Let's put this one and let's add this, and then let's put the A7 CR. Let's check them out, guys. Let's check them out. Which one would you guys get, the A7R5 or the A7CR? 61 megapixels. It's IBIS. Both have mechanical and electronic shutter. Yep. Photo, probably all the same, all the same, all the same, probably. This one has 2 more FPS than this one. Both 14-bit, both shoot 10-bit video. This one has better video features. This one has 16-bit video output. Got it. It's no competition, dude. I'd get the R5 or the A7, yeah, the R5, the A7R5. 100%. I prefer the A7CR over the A7 IV. I mean, it just depends on your use case, though. But between these ones, the A7R5 and the A7CR, the A7CR is $100 more. Granted, this one is on sale, though, right? So we do have to take that into account. Like, dude, looking at these side by side, how can you? I don't know anybody who would choose. Anybody sober who would choose getting an A7 at this point. Granted, it is on sale. It is on sale, so that is a big difference. Because normally this costs $4,200, right? This one costs almost $1,000 more. I want the A7CR because they're not that much smaller. It's not that much smaller, dude. Oh, never mind. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Like, look at this, dude. This puts it into perspective, right? Exactly my attitude, Andrew. Like, who the hell in their right mind would pick the A7CR? No, like, absolutely not, dude. I'm glad I brought this up. I was like, what are we even talking about here, boys? What are we even talking about? Again, keeping in mind that the A7R5 is $1,000 off right now. It is on sale. What are we even talking about, boys? LOL, $100 difference on buying the... Exactly. Do you have a gimbal? I do. Do you regret buying it? Because I do. Bindley, I have 3 gimbals and I regret nothing. Infinite Butter, thank you for the follow, Infinite Butter. I'll be honest with you, I got the A7CR for $15 because I got it when I worked at PlayStation. See, that's a crazy price, dude. That's a crazy good price. You had a 50% discount? That's a good price, dude. That's a good price. The R50 is the R50 good? I bought it, but the R50 is great. I'm using the R50 right now. So I had an unfair advantage. Oh, bro, that's a stupid price, dude. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, with the caveat that the A7R5 currently is $1,000 off on sale right now. Like, you can't, this is hard to beat right now. You know what I mean? Like $1,000 sale price. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a big difference. Why is this so small now? I feel like I should have it like this. I didn't realize my shit was zoomed in. There is a Mark II of the A7R. You would be looking at the A7R4. I think the A7R5 is the latest R camera. So it's A7R, A7R1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wait, what should I do when I get a camera? Like I know there's crazy things you can do with it. What do you mean? Aperture by Yago. Crazy things you can do. You can take photos and videos with a camera. Is the Van Rod R good? I don't know what a Van Rod is. Should I buy the 18 to 180 lens? I don't know. I probably wouldn't buy that lens. My bad. Canon EOS R. It's a little bit older by now, but it's still a good camera. Sean Photography. How much are they selling for right now? The EOS R. $800. I think $800 is acceptable. I'd be comfortable with it just a little bit less, like $600. Yeah, if you can find it for $600, I think that's a good deal, dude. $600 for the Canon R, the original Canon R. How much are they? Let's look. Let's see. Whoops. Used excellent condition is, yeah, $900. Yep. Let's see what the cheapest one is. So most expensive excellent condition is $900. Let's just keep looking to see if it gets any lower. Excellent condition, good condition is about $900. Yep, it looks like that's about it. There's a lot of them. Jesus. Yeah, about $869 is the best you're gonna get, it looks like. $850, $824. Okay, we're getting closer. $800. Well used. With a shutter count of 3,000. Look at this. Well used, it says. It just has like probably some cosmetic shit. Because 4,000 shutters, I mean, shots is not that much. It's better than my R100. It is better. It is better. How long did you have your R100, Sean? And did I tell you not to buy your R100? Did I tell you not to buy it and then you did it anyways? Because if I did, I don't feel sorry for you. I'm just kidding. How long did you have your R100, Sean? Looking to upgrade from a Sony A7 for sports and video? Sick, bro. You should. So I ordered a day before I talked to you about it. I knew it. I knew it, Sean Photography. So how long have you had it? Don't tell me, bro. Don't tell me you've had it for like less than a year. I fucking knew it, dude. You see, all you guys that are sitting here in chat, I'm trying to tell you, but nobody believes me. Like, if you buy the R100, you're going to have it for 3 to 4 months. You're going to be like, wow, this is a piece of shit. And then you're going to think of me when it's, I should have listened to that guy. And then you're going to come back here with your tail between your legs. Like 2 weeks. I still use my T7 more? No way, bro. No way. That says a lot, Sean. Do you really? Is that facts, bro? You actually use your T7 more? Well, does the T7 have a touchscreen? No, I don't think that T7 has a touchscreen. The T7i does, right? Wow, you used it for 2 weeks and be like, damn, what the fuck? That, bro, that speaks volumes, dude. I tell everybody, Sean, since I told you that, man, I have not changed my messaging, bro. I've even made more videos on TikTok. I need to make one on YouTube. Where's my book? I need to write that down. Because I keep forgetting to plan out this video. I want to make a video, and the title's going to be the worst camera that Canon has ever made. I'm going to use you as a source on that, Sean. The worst camera that Canon ever made. I think that'll get people to click, right? Tripodin, what up, Tripodin? What time are we on? Right now it is 9:47 my time. 9:47. Austin, should I switch to Canon or stay in Sony? How much gear do you currently have already, Austin? If you have a bunch of gear, I would just stay in the same ecosystem. Nothing much. What about you? Not much, man. Just talking shit. Talking about the Canon R100, the worst camera of all time. Nobody believes me, man. Nobody believes Crazy Vic. Nobody believes Crazy Vic. 1:47 a.m. my time. Stu, you're across the pond. Thanks for hanging out, Stu. I appreciate it, man. Stu, if you haven't already, consider following. I go live all the time, just talking about camera gears, and one of the things that you guys have heard me talk about it a few times, if you're regulars here, is like my whole goal with going live with this is really to learn about going live and trying to connect with more camera people, but also trying to help people select cameras. At the exact same time, what I'm trying to do is draw knowledge from everybody else that's in here so that we can all have like a collective mind or a collective like bank of knowledge that we can all pull from, you know? Because I own a lot of cameras, I have experience with a ton of cameras, but it's impossible for me to own every camera out there or know everything about every camera. But collectively, we can put our brains together and have opinions that can possibly help another person out, you know? Plus, I upgraded all my lenses from EF to RF, and I regret doing that. Are you gonna stay in the Sean? Are you gonna stay in the Sean? What I would do, bro, I wouldn't get the R, broski. What I would do is I would save up and get the R8 or the R6 Mark 1. Because what's gonna happen is you went from your T7 to an R1, and like now you're gonna go to an R, which is a full frame camera, but it's already like crazy old. What I would do is I would save up for the R8 or the R6 Mark 1 is what I would do. I already follow, man. Appreciate it, Stu. Appreciate it. I'm like 1K from the R3, so I might just get that. The R3? Ooh. That's some big boy talk right there, Sean. It's pretty good, dude. Yeah. At least Sean has a collection now. Yeah. That's how it starts, dude. That's how it starts. ABJ Photography, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Infinite Butter says, Buddy will never forget the R100. Yeah, the R100, dude. Now we know, right? Now we know. Yeah, so earlier what we were doing, guys, is just looking at these actual websites. I'd believe you if you said the R100 sucks. Nobody does believe me, though. Nobody does believe me. Want to get a camera for photos and short form content for a clothing brand, looking at Fujifilm. Oh, cool. Which Fujifilm? XS20. XS20. Let's look at that. More than full frame. Let's see. XS20. There it is. XS20. This looks nice. 26 megapixels. CMOS sensor. It has IBIS. 10-bit recording. Nice. This is perfect. Yeah, this is nice. Good price too. Hi, Fujifilm X-E3 in 2026. Thoughts, as I'm just an everyday type of guy. Yeah, 100%. Fujifilm is nice, dude. Fujifilm is a nice camera. I don't typically think of Fujifilm too much for video stuff, but they're pretty capable too. Yeah, they're pretty capable. What do you think about the R5 second edition? If you already own the so I had the R5 and I bought recently, or last year I bought the R5 Mark II, and it was a good jump. I needed to upgrade the full size. Thoughts on the X106? I love the X106. I own the X106. But the jump from the R5 Mark I to the 2 was definitely worth it. I needed the video features. I recently seen action cameras being really popular for vlogging. What's up with that? They're decent action cameras. Action cameras are good for vlogging. Should I get a camera backpack or get like one of those suitcases? Depends, Sean. I buy camera bags all the time. I have a bunch of them actually. I own most of these camera bags. This one just got sent to me recently. This one's really nice. I just made a video with it the other day. Yesterday, actually. But I like a backpack. I also have the camera cases, the hard cases as well. When I need to travel on an airplane and stuff. Yeah, I actually have the R5 Mark II right here, actually. Was taking it out because I'm going to take it to work tomorrow. R5 Mark II, 70 to 200. I'd probably swap out this lens. That's what, a 5K setup? I don't know. The camera's 4,000, the lens is like 2, so like 6K probably. I'm so happy about the A7R5. Nice. Yeah, that's the A7R5 is on sale right now. Have a camera. How can I make money from them? ZVE10. By making content for people. Love it is a beast. Love it. Get me one. Yeah, you should get one. Can I buy that lens off you, please? No. No, you cannot. It's my treasure. 7200 is the, you know, the one of the Holy Trinity lenses, man. You gotta get it. Any cameras you recommend that are best bang for your buck? I'd say around 1,000. What are you doing, Chamberlain? What are you doing with the camera? What do you want to do with it? The A7CR does, though. A7CR does what? Does not allow custom LUTs? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if that's worth the money just for LUTs though. It's the sensor that you're buying, really. Where is the A7R5 on sale? On the Sony website and also B&H website that we were just on. It's $900 off. On sale. So right now is the time to buy A7R5 right here. $900 off. Act now. Act now. Short form content and lifestyle photo shoots. The R50V. I look at the R50V. Looking for a good hybrid. Yeah, you only have $1,000 though, so you're gonna have to make some compromises. I would say the R50V. R50V is under $1,000. Around 1,000. Blackmagic 4K, Fuji XM5, Fuji XS20. Ooh, what are you using it for, Ariel? Oh, thanks. Yeah, no problem. I can sell it and put up 400 on top of it if it's just to get the RF version. How about the A7C in 2026? A7C, you know, what did you want to use it for? Earth HPP. I was giving bro advice. I'm already set on my camera. Oh, got it. Hybrid around 1,000. Blackmagic. I don't know if I'd recommend to newbies Blackmagic cameras though. Would you, Ariel? I think I would choose between those. I did like the XS20. The XS20 looked nice. This looked cool. But this is $1,500. Wow. The Fuji guys just joined the chat. That's like the 4th XS20 question I've gotten. I am pro XS20. No, not a hybrid shooter, but the XM5 is a contender for them. Yeah, I just don't think of Fuji for video personally, man. To be honest. Big J, what up, Big J? How are you? How are you? My guy, do you shoot with Sony? I have a question. I have one Sony camera and I shot with it yesterday. I use it as an overhead cam. Even the Osmo. Can you check the Canon R50V? What do you want to check on it? What do you need checked on it? It's like $600, $620. This is the camera, guys. I don't care what anybody says, man. But it doesn't shoot 4K 60. You don't even know what to do with 4K 60. Canon Rebel T3i for first camera. I would not buy any Rebel cameras. Trying to get a hold of a kit lens 16 to 50, but I can't find them anywhere. Why would you want to buy a kit lens? Best Fuji film for everyday vlogs? Probably the XM5. The XM5 or the XS20 that we just looked at. Those are really nice. Should have got that instead of the R100. Yeah, and I probably told you to do that too. What us is it? What us it? Ryan Social. I don't know what you're saying though, bro. How much for the Canon R100? Don't start. Don't start with the R100. The R100 is garbage sauce. Just to carry around, make it more portable. What would you do with 4K 50? 4K 50? 4K 60. 4K 60 is like slow-mo footage. It makes it like nice and smooth. You know, 4K 60 is cool, but it shoots 1080 60. Canon R50 with a 35mm lens for a beginner camera. What are your thoughts? I like that, Daddy Shark. Very nice. 300, brand new only, had it for 2 weeks. You're trying to sell it? That's crazy, man, because it's a great camera. It is not a great camera. Sean, I'm not going to let you come in here, broski, and lie to my viewers, bro. How dare you, sir? This is the Canon R100, you guys, and this camera is a piece of shit. It is probably the worst camera that Canon has ever made. Garbage sauce, boys. All of you guys are like, it looks fine. It's not what it looks like, it's what's on the inside. You guys want to see something funny or something interesting? Look at these size differences. These are the handles right here. Look at these. Best for beginners. No, do not buy the R100. R50V versus ZVE10. I would compare the R50V to the ZVE10 too. Thanks for the confirmation. Great advice, man. I got you, Daddy Shark. Big J, really? Yes, really. Best for beginners. Sean, shut the up, Sean. Peter Parker, been shooting APS-C for 5 years now and ready to jump to full frame. What would you recommend for video? Peter Parker, what camera brand do you like? It's so whittle. It is so whittle. It's so cute. In my opinion, best camera is a phone on pro mode or on point and shoot. Okay, thank you for your opinion, Birdie. Where's the location? A7 III, good for professional work. It's a little old now, but it's still good, Cambry. What kind of professional work are you trying to do with it, Cambry? I think going from the R100 to the T7 to the R3 is a yes, that is a major upgrade. The Canon R3. Let's look at that, boys and girls. Also, Sean, before you do that, do anything crazy, bro, because I know your timing is perfect. The R3 Mark II is probably around the corner, bro. And what happens when a new camera is around the corner? Look at this, top seller, R6 Mark III. What happens when a new camera is around the corner is that they drop in price. The old models drop in price. Look, it's $1,000 off. $1,000 off. This is a big boy camera though. This is for like people that shoot shoot for the NFL, for FIFA, for the World Cup and shit. You know what I mean? This is a big boy camera. This is a fucking camera. Yeah, this one you mean business. If you have one of these, you mean fucking business, dude. If you own one of these cameras, dude, you have 2 cell phones. That's how much business you mean. You ever see those guys with 2 cell phones? Those guys mean business. In 2026, no one should be buying an A7 III. Thanks, Andrew. The A7 III brand new is $1,500 brand new. I probably wouldn't buy it brand new. But Andrew, some people don't have the money, bro. Some people don't have the money, man. I'm surprised people still ask about the Ace. Bro, Andrew, you've been here long enough, man, that no question should surprise you, bro. No questions. I get people still asking about like T3Is, you know. What about the S52 the Lumix S52 L-Man 3 L-Man I L-Manny Imani? S52X is fire, bro. Pull the trigger on the, thank you for the gift, Gideon. Appreciate the roses, man. God bless you. Pull the trigger on the Sony A7 IV. What gear do I need more? Nothing, bro. You need to get outside and you need to use it. It's better than the 1D Mark II that my uncle had. Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude. This is the top of the line, dude. Well, next to the R1. You guys seen the R1 yet? Bro, if you're getting the R3, you might as well just get the R1, bro. You might as well just get this guy. Now this guy means business. When I said the other guy meant business, this guy that owns this camera is that other guy's boss. Car photography mostly and wildlife for fun. That's the work I'd be doing. Yeah, bro. A7 III. You'll be good, Camry. How much are you buying it for? That's the thing. Like if you can get it for like under retail, that's when you get like a good deal, you know. But if you're buying retail, bro, 2Ti was my first camera. Stole it from my sister. Ooh, you going to jail? What's this one? Wasted. That one's kind of like a jail sound, right? Yo, it just got an FX3. It comes tomorrow. Nice, dude. So if you have ever used one, do you have any tips? I have one cinema camera. It's not the FX3. But if you have any tips, I would say what I say to everybody, man, when they get a new camera, just use it, dude. Use it every day. Use it every single day. What do you think about the kit lens on the R50V? It's okay. It's not my favorite lens. It is a PZ power zoom lens, so I think that's kind of cool. But other than that, I don't really think too much about it. This guy might be on Nat Geo with two. Exactly, dude. The R1 guy? Yeah, the R1 guy. That guy has 3 phones. Sir, I don't know the business in Sony. They dropped ZVE1 10%. Are they going to drop it again next time? I don't know. So it looks like Sony's on a couple of sales. How much is the Sony right now, guys? Mirrorless full frame. How much is the ZVE1? There you go. This doesn't say that it's on sale. Oh, it's out of stock. ZVE1. Let's check it out. Ooh, this camera's expensive, dude. Oh, it's out of stock everywhere. Wow. $2,500 for this? It's kind of wild to me. A little crazy. I bought it for $12K used. That's a solid price, Cambry. Use the shit out of it, dude. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Yeah, price though. And we should get it from not trying to spend too much. Not the R100. Use it. Comes right back in the box. Because it's cheaper everywhere else. When they drop a price like that, it means new ones are about to come. Sometimes, Malik. Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Hey, what's up? Fun facts. Welcome back, buddy. We're still here, man. We're still here. I'm coming from a 6400 to an A7 III. Hope that it is an upgrade, dude. You're gonna like it, man. Don't let these other people deter you, bro. You do you, boo-boo. You do you. It's a good camera for what you're using it for, man. XT32 for travel and street. What do you think? I think that's great. F Hepatica. Hell yeah, dude. It's a vlogging camera. What's a vlogging camera? The R100? Not even, dude. Doesn't even have a screen. When you were talking about the different mist filters, there are two different type of mist: cinematic or soft glow. I think those are just fake words. You know what I mean? They're just fake words, broski. Do I have my light here? I'm using filters right now. I'm using those in the back or on my cameras. And these are the black mist filters from Canon RF. You see that glowy thing? It's called what's that called? Halation. And then if I change the color on it, like if I go from pink, like you see that there's different kind of halation on it. This is at 50%. Let me bump this up a little bit. Oh, wrong one. Put this at 100%. This is like that glowy effect. And the filters that I'm currently using are 1/8. So like you can't really tell on that back one back there because it's not pointing at you guys. But if I turn this, it has like a glowy look. But I don't want that halation like you know, all in your guys' faces. So that's that glowy, misty kind of look that you get. And I'm using a 1/8, like I said. Bro, which camera are you using right now? On TikTok, I'm using a Canon R10. ZVE-10-2 is good for videography. Which one do you recommend? I already told you, bro. I showed you what I recommend, broski. Like I literally showed you. If you need me to walk you through it, the way to get to these links is you go to my profile page. You hit my profile picture, and the first link will take you to my beacons page. And then you scroll down, and I have Amazon Selects right here. And then I have a whole category of filters. And the ones that I'm currently using are right here. Oh, these are called shimmer diffusion. Look at these. These are nice. Let's see, do I have some other ones? I even have this one right here that's a black diffusion and a variable ND. That's this one right here. This guy right here. This one, I don't know if you'll be able to read this, but you see that? Do you guys see that text? Maybe you'll see it right here. Black diffusion 1/4 and variable ND 2 to 32. So this one's a 1/4. I don't think I could find this one in 1/8. But the ones that you saw on my cameras that you see right here are the 1/8. I think 1/8 is good. 1/4 is like really, really strong. But yeah, these are the brands that I recommend, man. They're like a good mixture of like expensive and quality. I mean, budget and quality, you know? I think the ones that I bought as a 2-pack though. I just can't seem to find them. They came in a 2-pack, like these ones. Here we go. These are the ones that I bought. Let's see. 6700 or A7C. Planning to buy one for videography. Actually, Andrew, if Andrew's still in here, you have the A7C, Andrew, or you have the CR? Oh, never mind. I think you had the CR. Now that I remember. Yeah, A7CR. I don't know, between the 6700, Andrew, and the A7C, I would say, what's the A7C? Let's look at that one. A7C. I'm just looking at the specs real quick. 24 megapixels. It has IBIS. It's a full frame sensor. I don't know, dude. I'd probably get this one. Yeah, I think I'd get the A7C over the 6700. Because we just learned that both of them have only one SD card. This is $1,200 too. The A6700 is more expensive. So, yeah. That's what I would do. I always choose full frame. That's a good rule of thumb. So do I. I always go with the full frame. If it has like IBIS and IBIS, you know, if it's like almost besides the full frame and crop sensor, if the rest of the camera's apples to apples, I always go full frame. Plus, this is $1,200. So. Got it. Got it. That's a good rule of thumb. It's the compact version of the other camera. Yeah, they do reuse their stuff. I don't mean to bash on Sony, dude. I just know that Sony doesn't treat their customers very well, man. It's the truth. Sheila Libre, what up, Sheila Libre? How are you? Been seeing a bunch of your stuff lately. A7C, only issue is that it will no longer get firmware updates. Ooh. Yeah, that's a problem. But does Sony release firmware updates regularly, and are they free? I do know that they have a history of charging for their firmware updates. Viltrox 27mm f1.2 or the Viltrox 75? What's your personal pick? Both of those lenses are absolutely different, dude. Just depends on what you're using it for, you know? If I were to pick one, I'd probably use the 27mm more. A7C2 will continue to get updates. Yeah, that checks out. A7C2 costs $2K, right? I don't know. That sounds about right, though. Firmware updates are always free on Sony Alpha cameras. Okay, got it. Firmware is free. Not always, dude. Not always. I'm looking for a filter who doesn't have too much glow but stays in the cinematic scenario. Fun facts, bro. Just try one, bro. I'm telling you, man. Just try one for the love of God. If you make the wrong decision, just return it. I'm telling you, like, I don't know if I can describe, like, I literally just showed you what it does, right? So the cinematic stuff, it just adds glowy effects to the lights that are looking directly at the light. You know what I mean? So there are stronger ones, there are less ones. That's why I'm recommending you get one that is the 1/4 and the 1/8, so that if you're not happy with the 1/4, if it's too strong of an effect, you have the 1/8 in the kit. You know what I mean? Any chip alternatives to the Ricoh GR3? I don't know. How much is the GR3, the Ricoh GR3? It's got to be like under 1,000, right? Ricoh GR3. Let's check it out. Damn! $1,200? What the fuck, dude? No way. No, sir. Couldn't be me. I'd buy the PowerShot V1 over this camera any day. What are you buying for $1,200? Just like a small camera? I know it's great. I'd buy this camera for like $800, $600 bucks. $1,200? No way, dude. Yeah, no way. What app are you using to broadcast? TikTok Live Studio. TikTok Live Studio. Hey, I'm getting a GoPro 12 with an ND filter and telecom grip. I feel like a cinema camera. I feel like a what do you think? I think you have a very good imagination, Kibbs. I think you have a very good imagination. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. You think the Canon 60D is a good starter camera? I think any camera is a good starter camera. Kibbs, what are you doing with the camera, the GoPro? I mean, it's an action camera, bro. So like, that's what I meant by by that. It's like, it's at the end of the day, it's still an action camera. It's like, you know, don't take offense to this, but it's like putting a lipstick on a pig. You know what I mean? Putting lipstick on a pig. It's still an action camera. No matter how you dress it up, it'll have its limitations. Jose Dominguez, what camera and lens are you using right now? Right now, I am using the Canon R10. And I actually have it right here so you guys can see. I'm using the Canon R10 for TikTok, and I'm using the R50 for YouTube, and the R50V for my top-down shot. And this is what they look like. This is TikTok on a 23mm, and this is YouTube's on a 16mm. Jenny, hey Jenny. Beginner-friendly cameras for pictures, Instagram, and vlogs. What's your budget, Jenny? I recommend, again, you guys are gonna get sick of hearing this from me, but I need to make a YouTube video, but I'm gonna make one tomorrow. Maybe this weekend. R50V, dude. The bottom cam is so clean. Yeah, I mean, it's just the lens. It's essentially one's the R10 and one's the R50. The effect or the look that you guys are really seeing is the 23mm lens. Both of them are set to f1.4, but the 23mm is just a really nice, good looking lens at this distance. The 23mm is my new favorite focal length. Appreciate it, Stu. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's the 23mm lens. The one I recommend, this guy right here. This is the exact lens I'm using. It's an APS-C sensor lens. This guy. 23mm Sigma RF mount. They make this for a lot of different mounts though, so. Yeah, this is a spectacular. All the Sigma lenses, truthfully, are spectacular. Jenny, budget of $1,500. Yeah, so I would get the... Jenny, what camera are you currently looking at? What cameras have you looked at thus far? R8 or R7 for sports? Probably the R7. HSS Studio works. Sir, my budget is low, so I'm gonna buy a secondhand camera, so please can you suggest a Canon R or R6? R6. Looking to capture more video content for music, artist, camera, and lens recommendation? What's your budget, Gio? I mean, isn't 5K res with D-Log? Oh, shit. Comments are coming in fast. They're coming in fast, guys. 41 viewers over on TikTok. What's up, YouTube? And TikTok. Yeah, chat's coming in fast, guys. Chat's coming in fast. Let's see what we got here. Yo, after watching your video, I got this camera. Honestly, best camera. Yeah, it's really good, man. Once Upon a Quince. Cool name. Honestly, best camera ever. LOL. I own two R5s and an R5C. And which one did you buy? The R50V? Alex, I have a bunch of Canon prime lenses. Need a better body. Okay. Bro, you look like boron. Oh, it's a bunch of boron people. If you guys are just joining over on TikTok, and if you haven't done so already, please consider following. Trying to get to 10K. Trying to get to 10K. At least we'll get to 8K. At least we'll get to 8K by the end of March. That would be a goal. Once Upon a Quince. Yeah, bro, the R50, bro, so you own these other cinema cameras? The R50V is just so clean, dude. So clean for this price. It's tough to beat, dude. It's tough to beat. Cam, thank you for the follow, Cam. Hey, could you review my photography account on Insta? Cam, I'm not doing reviews on TikTok. I do reviews for channel members over on YouTube. And that's how I'm going to be doing portfolio reviews, Channel reviews, social media account reviews, all that kind of stuff will be done over on YouTube for the YouTube channel members. I was thinking about the Sony RX100 Mark III or the Canon G7. Got it. Jenny, I wouldn't, you know, those cameras, I think both of those, with exception of the Sony, I think those cameras are like full of hype, and that's why they're so expensive. If you're looking at the G7X, G7X3, I would just get the Canon PowerShot V1. I'd look at this camera all day. This one right here, this one just came out in December. It doesn't have a built-in flash, but I'm not even too concerned about that. This one has an internal fan. It's literally just came out in December. It's less money and it's more better. But people are really going crazy for that G7X3, and I don't get it, unfortunately. C50 or R6 Mark III? Depends, Henry. Depends on what you're doing. Can you recommend a cam for me? I shoot sports and portraits. Backdoor cam. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you for the likes as well, guys. Appreciate the likes. 6 viewers over on YouTube. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. I want to get into cinematics with a $500 budget, so I just thought about a GoPro 12, 5.3K res though. I mean, you're just going to be super limited, bro. What I would do is I would save your cash, Kibs, and buy a proper camera. Buy a proper camera like this guy. And then get a decent little lens for it. And you'll be able to swap out this lens once you figure out what you're doing. So buying like a GoPro and action cam for like cinematic footage is... You're gonna have a bad time, dude. It's not going to give you what you want. Big thanks, though. You have a follower for life. Once upon a quince. Wow. Appreciate your kind words, buddy. Appreciate your kind words. I'm going to be making more long-form YouTube videos. I already made 2 this weekend. I just need to edit them. So I'm always looking for new ideas. And I used my R6 Mark III to film a video yesterday. And my C50, I got it. I made a little video about it right here. Here we go.
I'm getting ready to shoot a quick.
So I used my C50.
The premise of this video.
Hold on. I used my C50, and I also used an R6 Mark III, and I used my Sony as well. And that was the video that I was making yesterday. And I knocked out 2 videos in one sitting. I was pretty proud of that, actually. But I'm always looking for new video ideas regarding all the cameras. I already got one idea. The worst camera that Canon has ever made is my next YouTube title. Big ass hot dog. What would you recommend? I want to upgrade from the Osmo 3. I make car vids. R50V. R50V, bro. R50V. This is it right here, R50V. Bro, I was debating on getting the R50V, but I've seen many issues relating to rolling shutter. I mean, it's a $600 camera. I don't think you'll find any $600 camera that isn't going to have some sort of limitations, dude. Canon M6 any good? I know it's a bit old. The Canon M6 is okay. It is a little bit older. Is that the camera that you have, DJ Duke? POV photography videos. POV photography videos? Yeah, that's what I use action cameras for, yeah. Poizaka, fair point. Yeah. So on Poizka, unless you get into like the 1500, 2000, 2500, that's when you really start caring about like, hey, does this camera have everything that I need? Underneath $1,500, you guys are going to have to live with some compromises. That's why more expensive cameras exist. You know what I mean? R50 or R50V, what's the big difference between the two? R50 has a viewfinder and does not have C-Log. R50V I'm sorry, R50 has a viewfinder and no C-Log. R50V shoots in 10-bit video with C-Log, no viewfinder. So if you want to do more photo work and stuff and you like a viewfinder, get the R50 and you do very little video. I'm using an R50 right now. This is the R50 right here. If you do more like standard videos and don't need to do a lot of color grading, the R50 is great. If you do more video stuff and you want to like color grade it and do shit like that, R50V. I mean video ideas for your channel. Oh, my bad. POV photography videos. Oh, bro, I've done a couple. I was actually Stu. Thanks for that idea. That kind of reminded me. So I've been doing a lot of these lives. Once the weather gets a little bit better, guys, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking my cell phone and going live POV, strapping it to my chest, and then doing street photography live with you guys. I've done a couple, 2, I think. And then I'm going to come back after the live or maybe the next day and edit the photos that I took the previous day on that live, on the following live. So I do have that idea, Stu. Thank you for that. You reminded me. But right now I live in Philadelphia and the weather's like shit right now. Stu solo travels. Yes. Yeah. I've done a couple. I have a little video that I did on Instagram. This guy right here. So it'll look like this kind of.
Can I grab a picture of the dog?
Sure.
Thank you.
So I just saw this dog one day and I went live. I was live this whole time.
Let's see if we can he sit?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's busy. Let's see.
And I just walk around my city, Philadelphia, taking pictures of shit.
That's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. God bless you.
But the plan is to take the footage and then come back the next day, or not the footage, take the photos and edit them the next day live, and you guys can watch me edit live, you know? That's my kind of content. Well, Stu, you're going to want to check out my YouTube channel if you haven't already. I know you said you followed on TikTok, but if you want to see more stuff like that, you can follow over on... Do I have a YouTube video like that? I think I do. Can't remember. Now that I think about it. Let me go over to my YouTube channel. View your channel. I was looking at this the other day, guys. Check this out. 605 videos published, dude. Videos. Yeah, I did do a street photography, but it was way back in the day, dude. Way back in the day. Oh, here it is. Street photography. 3 years ago. Look at me. Look at young Victor.
Guys? I'm going to be sharing 3 tips with you to help you.
Wow. I need to get a haircut. Was this? No, this wasn't it. It was one before this, probably. Anyways, I got a couple of those videos. 1 or 2, not too many. Was it this one? Yeah, here it is. Just street walking, you know, nothing too crazy. I'm sure you guys have seen a bunch of videos like this from other creators. This stuff brings me back, man. Way back. Jenny, you said it came out last year. The PowerShot V1 came out in December, if I'm not mistaken. Andrew B, you keep inspiring me. I'm making a video right now. Andrew B, that's it, broski. I wish I had a horn. That's it, bro. Gerald Paval, I think he likes the R50 or the R50V. Yeah, Jenny, I think I recommended because you wanted the Canon G7X3, which I get why you want it because it's super hyped up. But I would get the Canon PowerShot V1. I'd buy this camera any day. It came out last December, I'm pretty sure. And it's $899. It doesn't have a flash though, which I know that people really like the flash, but I'm cool with it not having a flash. Because you can just get a flash for yourself, but this is a much better option in my opinion. Perfect for content creation. I really think it's simple to use, great focal length, perfect. You can throw it in your purse, your clutch, maybe not your clutch, but you know, your bag, and then just be on your way. New to photography, looking at a sports and car photo. Looking at sports and car photography, I'm thinking about the A7 III. Thoughts? Carlos Contreras. Somebody asked earlier, almost the exact same niche. A7 III is solid, bro. It's a little bit older, but for what you want to use it, that's great, man. Can you put your YouTube channel in the comments of TikTok, please? Stu, you can find it. It's TMV Visual Media. You can just find that on YouTube. But if you go to my TikTok profile, broski, you can find it in my profile picture. It'll take you right here. And then you can go to the first link in the bio. And here I have all of my links. This is for everybody. Here you can find my Amazon storefront, and then you can find my YouTube channel as well. My website's there. My Instagram is there. Yeah, you guys can find. And if you guys want to see my Instagram, this is it right here. I didn't focus on my Instagram at all this past year. I just post a couple of things here or there. But maybe next year I'll start focusing it on a little bit more. Once I get TikTok to a good place and I get YouTube to a decent spot, I'll pivot. Everything with time, boys and girls. Yeah, no problem. Gerald Praval. Bro, I'm thinking about learning how to shoot air shows. What lens do you recommend? Cheap. There's nothing cheap that there's no cheap lens options for you, Gerald, if you want to be at an air show, bro. Pirate printing. Are those R50 combo sets any good deal? No, which R50 combo sets? If they're the kit lenses, the lenses are like blah. Big ass hot dog. What's your question, bro? If I'm missing your question, broski, I apologize. Yo, I got a Canon R100 bundle for 150. Okay. What's your question? I got a Canon. Goodbye. $150, dude. I don't even worry about Stewart Goes Traveling. Got you. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, broski. It's a little bit more quieter over here, Stewart. Stu Goes Traveling. YouTube is much more quiet, but that's okay. We're growing it. We're growing it, guys. I spent going live on TikTok for like 2-3 months before figuring out something that worked, and then I just recently last week started going live on YouTube. So the viewers on YouTube are always going to be a little bit lower until they kind of like equal out a little bit. That's why TikTok is a lot more active, because I've been on it a lot longer by a couple of months. But we're growing it, guys. We're growing it. I also try not to ask people to go from one channel to the other, and if it seems like I do, it's not on purpose, because I want to really meet people and have you guys watch on the platform that you guys prefer. After I get YouTube up and running and I get it to a good spot, I am going to be also multi-streaming. Right now I'm multi-streaming to TikTok and YouTube, but I'll eventually add, in addition to TikTok and YouTube, I'll add Kick and Twitch. Should I get rid of my R50 for the 6700? 6700 is a nice camera. If you want to upgrade, why not the R7, Casey? I would get the R7, dude. If you're already in the Canon ecosystem. What program do you use to edit? I use Adobe products, Natalie. The kit lenses. Yeah, I don't like kit lenses too much. Pirate printing. What camera do you use for your stream? Currently, I'm using the R50 and the R50, R10. I'm sorry. R10 and the R50. What do you suggest for car photography? ZZ, what cameras are you currently looking at, dude? I got the A7 V over the... That's solid, dude. Anonimo. Solid. Huron Labs, what does your monthly watch time look like with 600 videos? My monthly watch time? I don't know. Oh, I think I got it right here. Monthly watch time? I don't want to show you guys my back end because there's private data there. Let's see. I have 300 watch hours per week. That's how it breaks it down. I get 6,500 watch hours per year. Does that help? Is that what you're asking? Yeah. So a lot of those 600 videos, they include shorts, but my actual videos, I still have a ton of videos. Yeah. So that was per week. So about what did I say? 300? Did I say 300? I forgot already. Hold on. Watch time over the last 7 hours, 7 days. 7 days is 300. So if you multiply roughly 300 times 4, right? 4 weeks so 900. That can't be right, can it? No, maybe so, yeah. So about 1,900 hours a month. Oops. All I have is a 50 millimeter and 1.8 for Canon. Cool. AC. Yeah, but the 6700, like, I still think the R7 is a better camera than the 6700. Truthfully. If I bought the Canon R50, what lens is really good for everything? Gabriel, great question. I like a lens that's good for everything for the, what'd you say, the R50? I really like the Sigma 18-50, this guy right here. This one is a good for everything. There is no such thing as a good for everything lens, but this was pretty close. 18-50. If you need something wider, they also sell a 10-18, which is really nice. Yeah, these are really good too. Are you switching overlays through OBS? Yes. Yes, I am. It's Mero, just got the Canon R8. Sick. What about the 24-70? On a crop sensor, I would do the 18-50. But you guys, I am about to bounce. Thank you so much for joining today. If you're on TikTok and you haven't followed already, please consider doing so. If you're over on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, I'm really trying to get to 4,000 followers by the end of this month, March, and I really need your help to get there. I'm going to be live tomorrow morning, bright and early. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Adios. Music sounds nice.